Well, this is part two of a series of Hillbilly Dean stories out of Harlan, Kentucky. And in case you missed the first one, the introduction, you can go back and watch it on the channel. You'll get a kick out of it. He told me so many stories. Now here's two or three stories here of mountain talking, moonshining, and mountain feuding here in the Appalachias of southeast Kentucky. Most of you people, you from Clay County, that's back in the hills of Kentucky, southeast.
Yeah, you and think I talk country?
Oh, well, yeah, I hear so much, you know, about me, and my voice is fake, and, you know, well, no, this is the way I've talked all my life, man, and I just don't.
And actually, our culture is closer to the old English than this modern English.
Yeah, because our people come to these mountains and they just, you know, are so isolated, they just talk to themselves and they come up with terms for short, just words for things that everyday people would understand in these mountains. Well, you get out of these mountains, people think, well, we're just ignorant old hicks or something. Well, we ain't. We're sophisticated and college educated as all the rest of everybody. We're just mountain people. That's our culture. You talk, you talk like you said, you made A's and A's. Yeah. That's just the way we talk, though. You know, kind of talk. But I don't know. These in Harlan, all this we can go to anywhere and everybody's understand any word we say. But if we go up above Kentucky line up into Ohio or up north, where are you from? Well, I say, I'm from Tennessee. Well, they just laugh at you. Like we can't, you know, like we're just dumb people or something.
Well, there's one advantage to it now. The ladies seem to like a little bit of the, when you get away from here.
Yeah.
Some of them, they like that.
Like some of the old country, some of the old words we used to say and stuff. Like everybody says up north, you know, like we're going to turn something on. We turn it on down here. We turn it on.
And their taters and their maters and
their old John there, I've done videos with down there in Maryland, next to these people from Cage Grove. Said, yeah, I talking about going down here and taking my power saw down here and cutting this old tree out of this fence line down here. And he said his brother-in-law, one of his kids, said, you gonna take an umbrella down there and cut with trees out with it? No, a power saw, chainsaw. Not a power saw umbrella, a power saw, chainsaw. I thought that was funny. Don't blow your talk. You know, it's about old people topping these mountains about an old painter. Well, a painter is more or less a mountain lion in these mountains.
These people claim they ain't none around, but I've seen them all with big tracks.
Never did call them panthers, call them painters. Not a painter is somebody that's painting a house with a brush. A painter is just a short term for a panther. People really don't understand that.
I know some more of our wood heading out of the country.
Well, yeah.
Everything goes out.
They've either hauled coal out of these mountains for 100 years or logs out of it.
Well, passport. Black gold.
They're hauling the coal out here, ain't they? Well,
I talking about the old country talk and stuff. My grandmother, my mom's mom,
yeah.
bless her heart, she had 9 young ones. Granddaddy, he worked in the mines all his life. He died black lung. I mean, what got him.
So many did, then. So many did.
And my grandmother, she would sing them old songs. Mostly Barbara Allen and stuff is what I remember from when I was young. She would sing them old. Send chills all over me now. I can hear her singing now. She could cure warts, I reckon, just by rubbing them and saying a little something that she wasn't allowed to tell nobody. And it's supposed to have been only passed from mother to son and from son to oldest daughter. And her oldest son never had a daughter. So supposedly it died out there. Yeah. When I was little, she rubbed my white wart there, and I remember June and stuff. And the wart went away.
That's your mountain medicine women, though. They know the roots. They know
my other great-grandmother, she was the local midwife. She lived young and all up and down on Horse Creek and Pawpaw and Cyber. That was all our community. Cyber was my people's name, my mom's people's name. Lewis was dad. They all been mixed. You know, all they didn't get a major road up in there till the 70s. Them hollers was also isolated and stuff.
They just walked in and out of them, didn't they?
Well, they had little roads.
Little old mule or something, you know?
Yeah, and then red dog. Every road up the hollers was a red dog.
A lot of people don't know what a red dog is. It's just old slate.
Burnt slate. It's with them old slate. Another thing, slate dump burning everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And the county would put it on the road. They'd dig out the old slate bank, load it up, and put it on the road.
Cheaper than gravel wood.
All right, a little slick when it was wet. It'd get powdered up.
Yeah.
That was our pavement.
Well, Dean, buddy, you've been in these little mountains, all your people, all the generations. Clay County, southeast Kentucky, and all these places. And I know here in Harlan County ain't no different. Moonshine, yeah, I've known a lot of old people. I don't want to mention no names of people, but you know, that's the way life was. It was either coal mines, moonshine, or moving on down the line, old saying goes. That's the way it was.
Kind of like my mom's people was mostly coal mines, and my dad's people, a lot of them was moonshine.
Yeah.
I had, my grandmother had a great uncle, they called him Tuffy Lewis, and he was the one that, he made great moonshine, I reckon, and he was the big one in the family that done moonshine all his life. And Dad, I think Dad said he's about 15 or something like that. He started cutting wood for him for the steel. Got to sampling some of the stuff a little bit. Mom told it. It's way for Mom didn't, you know, for Mom knows. But he's out there and sipping on some of the product and broke his leg. Yeah, fell around, tripped around up in them woods and tripped over a rock and broke his leg. I didn't know nothing about it till I seen a picture of him and when he was young, or a teenager, and with a cast on his leg. And I said something about it, and Mom told on him.
Got drunk and got drunk and stumbled around and broke his leg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Old moonshine in these mountains, buddies, went on for many a generation since they come in these mountains.
Dad decided that the coal mines wasn't for him. And that's when we ended up, well, first we went to Sandusky, Ohio, up on like here, and Mom hated the winters. But I was born up there, and I was born, I moved back down to Midland. So I grew up off and on here, there, yonder. And then we decided Dad's gonna go into mine business.
went broke with that.
Yeah. But it still goes on. Up in Clay County, every time they have a big get-together, somebody will go get a case of moonshine. It's about $20 a quart now. Yeah, pretty good stuff. Man can make a little money on it, but everybody wants red liquor.
Down there where I live now, Sevier County, you can, down in that area, you can get off the interstate, 3 samples, all them little distilleries. By the time you got to the smoking, you could be drunk from a dog.
You remember my cousin?
Just sampling 3 samples down through there.
He went down there to one of their beer fests in Gatlinburg, wherever it was, they had all of them. It's been about 10, 15 years ago. And you buy a pass and you drink, or go up and down the streets drinking at each one of the bars. And they arrested him down there for public drunk. He like a never got out of jail down there.
Well, hell, it was sampling what?
Yeah, it's sampling. But they don't want you to sample too much.
They're hauling logs out of here, ain't
Logs and coal. That's the only thing
Yeah.
Harlan can't even work anymore.
Well, then you talk about these old mountains with people. You talk about feuding always going on. Yeah, they talk about, everybody thinks about Hatfield and McCoy. Well, yeah, they had a big feud, but that's just one that got publicized. There's so many went on in these mountains.
Well,
It ain't nothing.
that holler I lived in there. Popeye pulled up there, started, got out of his truck, walked up there to them 2 instigators there. It's just a little narrow road. Shot them dead twice. Shot both of them. Pow, 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 pow. One run over into the creek and shot him again. He pulled 2 years, folks. That's how stuff used to be. Harlan was even worse
Oh, yeah.
years ago.
Old stories of Bloody Harlan, we call it. And organized. But I'm just talking about family feud.
Well, that goes to some cousins.
Back in the old days.
Yeah, I had cousins kill cousins. And once it started, one of my mom's sisters he running his mouth down there drinking one time on the railroad tracks. He hit a few people off, and they running around. They going back to his car and going to get a pistol. Everybody really carried pistols. They carried pistols everywhere. And he walked back up. That boy knowed he had his gun. Went and got his gun, and they just shot him dead. And his younger brother, was with him too. He held him over it. And then they got into it over the other cousin. They didn't make a big deal of it back in the courthouse and everything. And another cousin offered $500 to one of my other cousins to take out another cousin over an argument they had. They're sitting right there in the car down next to the railroad tracks down there where all those troubles took. He said he went for his gun, and then the other guy did, and then shot him. One of the ones they didn't like, he was kind of mean. They ended up killing him and burning the house down. That's another thing. If you're a troublemaker, you get burned out. You get killed, you get sniped off your back porch. Had a guy we did business with, we rented a building off of. He was in with the wrong crowd. Two of them, they was in together. And shot that one boy off the porch in the evening, killed him. He's in his 40s, I guess. And his brother, his buddy, that was in business with him, about a month later, somebody killed him getting in his car. When you cross people, there's one old girl up there in Clay County at Redbird Way. A lot of killings, a lot of people. You don't act bad up there and somebody calls you on.
You cross somebody, you got the whole family to deal with.
It's family against family was one of the bad parts about it. You know, cousins against cousins. All kinds of shootings, but killing. I have one uncle, he decided he was going to feud with the neighbor. The neighbor was my uncle, and he was a distant cousin. They lived across the holler from each other.
Yeah.
Another thing, somebody get out shooting, the whole holler get out shooting. All it takes for one person to set off a couple of rounds, all up and down the holler, everybody starts emptying their clip.
Kind of like a bunch of dogs.
Yeah,
They started
that guy went through it over. My uncle.
Well, yeah, Dean, that's the bad part about these mountains, but there's a lot of God-fearing people in these mountains. Church-going people, good people.
Well, yeah, just because you go to church up here in this country don't mean you ain't the kind of, you know. You just take care of whatever. Religion is the second part. Don't tread on people is the first part.
Well, there you go. Old Dean, he told me so many stories, and this is just a part 2. There's a couple more stories to tell you, a part 3 and a part 4, and them's the best ones coming up, so be sure not to miss them. Thanks for watching in these old country stories of our people in these mountains. Well, I want to thank you for watching. God bless, and I'll see you next time.